Kings, one of the earliest Albaz lists that I've seen, and a second-placed regional Sunavalon list, and much more. I'm back to 30% of you guys have not smashed the crap out of that subscribe and smash it so we now get to 105,000. First list we're going to be looking at here is Trent Smith's third place, Fire Kings. Actually, kind of impressive here. Getting the chance to see a list doing well, and this is based off of Dark Armed Duelist for the list. So we have triple copies of DD Crow, triple copies of the Fire King Avatar Arvata, triple copies of Fire King Avatar Barong. We have 2 copies of Yaksha, triple copies of Garunix. We're actually playing 1 copy of the Gizmek Kaku. This card's actually pretty cool. The fact that this acts as a fire monster for the deck is actually very cool. We have 2 copies of the Nine-Tailed Fox, 2 copies of Red Resonator, 1 copy of OG Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys. Honestly, this is just good for the spell and trap wipe. Like, that's really what you care about with this. We have triple copies of True King Agmizod, 1 copy of Boring Old Diagram, 1 Tenki, triple copies of Fire King Island, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Onslaught, 1 Set Rotation, triple copies of Supply Squad, 1 Terraforming, 2 Solemn Steerike, and triple copies of Torrential Tribute here. Because, you know, sometimes you just gotta flood the field and wipe out some friends to make sure that you pave the way for, you know, your monsters to come back. Then in the extract, we have 1 Saruja, 1 Anima, 1 Unicron, 1 Phoenix, 1 Hida, 1 Decode, 1 Tornado Dragon. We have 1 copy of Zombie Vampire, 1 Baguski, 1 copy of the Earth Slicer, 1 Exciton Knight with 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Scarlight, 1 Red Rising Dragon, and 1 Beals. Side deck here we have 1 Pankratops, triple Godarla, triple Cosmic Cyclone, 1 Dark Lunamore, 1 Mind Control, triple Raigeki, and triple copies of Twin Twister here. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, wrapping up a third place Fire King finish for locals. Pretty freaking awesome, actually. Next up here is none other than, you know, every time I see Sunavalon, I know that this deck has hope. And the fact that, you know, you get to play the whole little Rite of Armisia package in here for 0 Conflictorino, it's pretty cool. I also see that we're actually playing Puppet Plants in here. Well, it is a plant monster. You can discard to take control of a warrior or spellcaster monster, which you could then use to link out with something. You know, this is kind of cute. So we have 1 Aromage Laurel, 2 copies of Ash Blossom, triple Droll and Lockbird, 1 Effect Veiler, 2 Ghost Bells, 1 Ghost Ogre, 2 Lone Fires, 1 Mardell with 1 Mudon. We have triple copies of Nibiru, triple copies of Puppet Plant, 1 Snowdrop, 1 Spore with 1 Sunseed Shadow, 1 Sunseed Twin, 1 Griffin Rider, triple Water Enchantress, 1 Heavy Carrot Weight Champion, triple copies of the Sunseed Genius Loki. We have triple copies of Crossout Designator, 1 Draco Back with 1 Faithful, 1 Foolish Burrow with 1 for 1. We have triple Painful Decisions, triple Rite of Armisia, triple copies of Small World, 1 Sunvine Shrine, 2 Sowing, triple copies of Unexpected Guy, 1 Blessed Winds, 1 Ricochet, and 1 Sunavalon Bloom. Down in the next deck, we have 2 Thrasher, 2 Healer, 2 Malias, 1 copy of the Link 4, and we have some trees. We have 1 Begelancer, 2 copies of Jasmine, 1 Super Jasmine, and 1 Teardrop. And then we have triple copies of Lancia, 1 Arby's Feather Duster, 2 Twin Twisters, triple copies of Evenly Matched, 2 Imperm, 1 Red Reboot, and triple copies of Rivalry of the Warlords here, wrapping up a second place WCQ finish. And like I said, this deck is pretty awesome for when it gets the chance to do its thing, but you're going to blow through your extra deck very quickly here. Next up is the first Albaz list, maybe the second one I think I've seen that did well. This is the one that had like the first side deck and everything. Yes, this is 51 cards, ladies and gentlemen. This is from SJJ Ram here in the Albaz, or the Despia group. So we have 2 copies of Ad Lydium, triple copies of Alubar, triple copies of Asher Blossom, Enjoy Spring. We have triple Tragedy, 1 Celestial with 1 Dasher, 1 copy of Dramaturgia, triple copies of Ed Chimp Chain, triple copies of Cyframe Gamma, 1 Griffon Rider, triple copies of Water Enchantress, 1 Cyframe Driver, triple copies of Branded in Red, triple copies of Branded Opening, 1 Call by the Grave, one copy of Theater. I still don't like this card. We have one Draco back, one Faithful Adventure, one Foolish Barrel, triple copies of Patchwork. This is actually interesting. So you will see, I think, some of the more combo variants doing things a little bit earlier on for this deck, which I don't think is a bad thing, but it's definitely interesting. We also have two Fusion Destinies, one Gold Sark, triple Poly, triple Rite of Armesier, and triple copies of Super Polymerization here. Down here in the extract, we have the one Verte Machine, the one Link Spider, the one DeHark, one number 97, with one number 100. Yep, OTK shenanigans. Okay, interesting stuff, I guess. Alright, we have one Starving Venom, one Dragostapelia with one Mud Dragon, two copies of Masquerade, two copies of Chimera, one Destroyer, one Quadartus, and one Proskinian. Side deck here we have triple Ansia, triple Droll, two Nibiru, one Arby's Featherluster, triple copies of Lightning Storm, two Twin Twisters, and one copy of Red Reboot here. Wrapping up, well, a pretty interesting basic take for this deck. Should get people's attention here. Next up is Kyler Lemixia's second place Dragon Duel deck profile from their young little duelist here. And I figured we go ahead and cover this because, you know, you don't get the chance to see a lot of offshoots of things here. So for Dragon Duel, getting second place is pretty good. So we have triple copies of Alistair the Invoker, triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy of Spring, one Ecclesia with one Dogmatica Fleur-de-Lis, two copies of Effect Veiler with two Ghost Mourners, triple copies of Ghost Ogre. We're playing one little Pilica. Alright, that's kind of cool. I mean, hey, getting a Wind Tuner back is pretty good. We have one copy of Freeze Bell, two copies of Glass Bell, triple copies of Ice Bell. So yes, we're doing the Synchro shenanigans, as we probably should. We have one Called by the Grave, triple copies of Emergency Teleport, two copies of Invocation, triple copies of Magical Meltdown, two copies of Knitted Servant, two copies of Pot of Prosperity, one Terraforming, one Punishment, and triple copies of Infinite Impermanence here. Wrapping up the main deck. Down here in the extra deck, we have one Artemis, one Diamond Bell, one Wind Pegasus, one Zeta, one Dawn Dragster with one Cyber Slash, one Clearwing Fast, one Baron de Fleur, one Titan Clad with one Region, two Makaba, one Kaliga, one Agoides, and one Anantis. Side deck here we have triple Alpha, one Fingertops, one Arby's Featherduster, one Mystic Mind. There's that triple Raigeki again. If you guys haven't noticed, like, triple Raigeki is like the bare bones, like, goodness, this format. We have triple copies of Twin Twisters and triple copies of Summon Limit here. Wrapping up this list, I do like the cute little interaction, you know, for this. Getting the Revive a Tuner off of an E-Telly, which is kind of cool. I mean, worst case scenario, you can bing out, you know, yield Ghost Ogre here, but that kind of leaves some interesting things on the side here. So it's not a bad list. It's definitely interesting. And the last list we have for you guys here is a Lunalight. This was 8th place out of a regional here from David Thalman, going 6-2 here. And yes, we are doing Lunalight shenanigans with Tri-Brigade, ladies and gentlemen. So we have one copy of Artifact Scythe, triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy of Spring, one Zephyros the Elite, one Celestial with one Dasher, triple copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, triple copies of Kaleidochick, one Lunalight Tiger, two copies of Yellow Martin, triple copies of Space Rock, triple Fractal, two Karis, two copies of Kit, and two copies of Nerval. And then we have triple copies of Foolish Bro Goods, only one copy of Fusion Destiny. This is pretty basic stuff. Triple copies of Lunalight Perfume, triple copies of Infinite Permanence, one Serenade Dance, and one copy of Revolt. Down here in the extract, we have two Shirag, one Rugal, one Frigette, one Barabroom, one Almirage, one Verte, one Dagda, one Apollosa, one copy of old Double Dragon Lords, one Axis Machine, one Forstrix, one Tiger King, one Abyss Dweller, and one Destroyer, Phoenix Enforcer. Side deck here we have triple Ansia, triple Droll and Lockbird, triple Token Collector with one Called by the Grave, one Harvey's Featherduster, triple Talents, and one copy of Red Reboot here, wrapping up this chunk of deck profiles for you guys. A lot of cool stuff to kind of unpack for this. I am happy to see stepping stones for Albaz, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, I will say this. things are going to get a whole lot more interesting from this point on. So guys, what do you think? Please leave a comment down below what you guys say. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button. So don't miss out on more awesome content, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.